And hello, Moose family. Welcome back to another edition of the FlanFan Show. I'm your host, Jason Blaze, alongside with Fallen Warrior. How's it going, Fallen?
Not doing too bad, Blaze. It's a fine Monday night. Getting ready to play some more series tonight. How about you?
Yeah. It's going to be definitely a busy week. We've already had some media out there. Go check it out. It's on the Moose homepage, the Sunday Night Moose Roundup there. Some good opinions. You should definitely check it out. Now, we're supposed to have Low-End Theory supposed to call in here and do a show. We don't know where he is. He's MIA right now. Let's hope we can get him in sometime during this half hour for the AHL here. But in the meantime, man, we got some series last night. We got some interesting follow-up stories. We even had some controversy last night. Fallen, did you hear anything about the controversy?
If you're referring to diving at the goalies, then I haven't heard too much, but I know there is a post on that stuff on the front page of the Moose on Ice website.
Yeah, and for sure, check it out, man. The Moose on Ice is cracking down on, pretty much cheesers. We have a good, honest league here. That's the way the MEC sees it, and that's the way it should be. We had rumors last night, happened apparently in two different games. I'm not going to name the players here, but apparently a goalie had a shutout last night. There is proof of this somewhere. On one of the captain's phones there, a goalie did have a shutout until someone dove at the goalie and the puck flopped into the net, man. What do you think about that, Fallen? Is that Rule 1 admissible? Should the captain forward the information? What's your thoughts on that? And before we come to your thoughts here, let's see if this is low end. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Who is this caller?
Correct, sir. It is low end.
All right, as we're talking about, goalie did have a shutout last night. Apparently, there is phone proof. And actually, you're the one that actually told me about this. Is there any more details?
Wait, what are we talking about, buddy? Somebody got a
about
shutout?
The goalie that did have a shutout, but then the player dove at the goalie.
Right. Okay. I had heard this morning that last night, I'm not sure which goalie, I got to look it up, but Big Boz, 8,000, 4'6", whatever, new guy, the goalie had the puck standing up, and Boz did the old dive into him and knocked the puck loose and scored, and it cost him a shutout last night. Now, apparently, Cale has video proof of him doing this. So I don't know if there's going to be any discipline, but last I heard, the video had not been viewed by the MEC. It's going to get viewed tonight. So if this guy pulled that crap, I'm hoping he gets the shit canned, because that's bullshit right there. Granted, it didn't affect the outcome of the game, but to do that knowing it's a glitch, EA has acknowledged it as a glitch, cost the goalie a shutout's kind of weak in my opinion. So that's what I have on that.
They should give him some discipline. Rule number 1, him from the league, and then on top of that, they should give the goalie his shutout that he deserved. That's my opinion. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems kind of childish, and with everything else that's been going on this year, some of the newer guys kind of, being emo, and it was stated on the main site last week that it was frowned upon, the diving, and to have a guy do it in a game last night seems kind of stupid, for lack of a better term, guys.
Yeah, I also heard rumors that it happened in another game as well between the Devils rejects there. Apparently someone dove at their goalie, and their goalie's not too happy about it. And, it is what it is. These guys are going to get caught. Or perhaps it was the Devils rejects that did it. I heard it might have been Shameless there, but that's an unconfirmed report. I'm not sure if there's evidence there, but, it is what it is. You got to follow the rules, and really there's only two rules in this league. Play when you want to and supposed to, and don't dive at the goalie, for God's sakes. Play honest hockey here. That's what the league's about.
it's kind of sad that somebody's got to resort to that, and I will admit that a few guys on my squad have done it joking, not in a game, kind of an OTP games, and we've got to laugh about it. But, you know, it's different to do it screwing around with some friends at a party in an OTP game and then to try it in a league game when it's been clearly stated that it's frowned upon and that it won't be tolerated. I would highly encourage anyone who catches this in a game, if you can, to really try to get some video proof, because I know that you can't save that replay in the game unless a goal is scored on it. So, I mean, I hate to tell people to be tattletales, but really, we got to get film of these guys doing this, and we got to get this crap out of the Moose. That's my opinion.
Paul?
I agree totally, because, like, if you want to score, you don't have to go dive at the goalie to get a goal. Like, that's just cheap play right there. Like, if you want to score, actual shoot the puck. Don't dive at the goalie. It's stupid.
Yeah, that's Fallen Warrior. You know. Okay, let's move on. My next point here is, you know, Friday we talked about the situation on the Devils Rejects, how it went from bad to worse between the goalie and the captain there. I've heard reports that the goalie broke his Xbox and whatnot because he lost the series there. Apparently they mended things, the captain and the goalie there. Apparently it was all joking, but the goalie didn't take it that way. And, you know, I heard rumors that he broke his stuff, but then I also heard rumors he was on literally an hour after he said that. He's telling people he bought one. He's telling people he traded for one. He's got so many different stories coming out of the ass. No one knows what's true. Lowen?
Oh, boy. Blaze has a new target, folks. Well, I had seen Petrell in the OTP lobbies and after Friday's show, and me and a few other guys were making fun of him, asking how his Xbox was, and did he throw it and it started working again? You know, and apparently I felt kind of bad because apparently he went out and got a new Xbox so he could continue to play in the Moose. So let me just say I'm sorry, Buttrell, and I appreciate your dedication to the Moose Hockey League, but you're still a scrub. Go ahead, Blake.
No, let's hear what Fallen's got to say.
No, I'm friends with this guy. Like I'm actually the one who brought him into the league. I told him about it, and he's like, "Sign me up. Sounds like a good league." But honestly, I didn't think that he would pull this kind of stunt. So if I knew he was going to do this, I wouldn't have brought him in. But let's just hope that he can recover from it and actually play with his team, and hopefully everything goes good with him and King the 412.
Yeah. Well, you know, looking at the series they had last night, didn't look like it, man. Would you guys, want to go through the score recaps, or?
Please, before we carry on, I'm hearing from sources that back to the diving at the goalie, apparently it was not King's team. And apparently it was Saints. Just correcting you on that.
Saints team. Well, wow. The captain's got to crack down on that, man. All right, let's go down to the scoreboard here in the MAHL. We have what looks like 5 series here. You know, we mentioned King's team. They faced Josto's Dharma Initiative, and they got swept once again. 5-4 in overtime loss. They lost again the second game 4-1, and then they lost the third game 5-2. What's wrong with this team, Lowen? Do you see any changes that they should make to help this team out?
Well, you know, it's tough to say. King got Rocco recently, and I really thought that was going to help them kind of take a step in the right direction. Rocco's a really good player. He's been in the league, and he could definitely help a squad. But what I heard, or what I'm hearing, is that Rocco has only played defense since King got him, and that seems like a big waste, one of the better offensive players. So maybe King's just having some problems putting the right guys in the right positions. And, you know, I think they're 1-7, So if they don't turn it around quick, they're never going to be able to catch up. And I don't see where they can make improvements. Maybe a trade, but wow, I wasn't at the series, but we had swept them Thursday night, and I think we play them again tomorrow. And wow, something's got to give. You can't just be putting the same team on the ice and expect the same result or expect a different result. It's a definition of stupidity. But yeah, I don't know what they can do. I don't.
All right, we actually got a caller. Let me bring this caller in. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Who is this caller?
Hi, guys. How's it going?
Not bad.
Hey, who's this?
Just kidding.
It's just retarded, in my opinion.
Big. You just kicked out some people who dove at a goalie, and you kicked him out. You can suck and you when you motherfucker.
All right, wait, what?
I don't know. I took him off the air. I have no idea what's going on there. That's probably one of those random callings from Scotty.
Wow, way to try to call in and be funny, but you spoke so fast that nobody understood any kind of fucking joke you were doing. Hey, guess what? That's the definition of epic fucking fail, you cocksucker. Go ahead, Blake.
Yeah. Well, I was getting messages from King this morning because I was getting him an update about League Daddy. He forgot to fill out from the other day there, and he messaged me. He's like, I need a goalie so bad. So he thinks his problem is goaltending.
It's just retarded, in my opinion.
What the fuck?
Are you hitting the fucking...
No, I'm not hitting this damn soundboard.
Oh, boy. We could have a fail before the show even gets rolling here.
Anyways, do you think goaltending's the issue here, or do you think defense or forward?
It seems to me that he's been having problems on defense, but, I mean, listen, you could have the best goalie in the world, but if the defense isn't holding up its end of the bargain, it doesn't matter. So, unless you have a strong defense, a great goalie's not going to make a difference.
Yeah, Fallen, what do you got to say about that?
For King's team?
Is it a goalie problem? Is it a defense problem?
You know what? For me, if he's playing Rocco on defense, then it looks like he has too many forwards. He needs to get rid of some forwards so he can put Rocco up there. Last time, I believe Rocco was captain, which was Season 2 or Season 3 of the MAHL. I believe Rocco did bring his team to the Antler Cup Finals. So it just proves that Rocco could be an
I don't understand.
diesel forward out there. But if he has too many if King of 412 has too many forwards, he has to make a trade so he can get Rocco on that starting lineup at center, left wing, or right wing. I don't know if you guys agree with me.
Oh, fuck. I accidentally logged out of Blog Talk, dude. Fuck.
Oh, man.
Serious?
Are we off the air then, Blaze? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, if we're talking to you, then no, not, but...
Oh, my God. All right, yeah, while we're fucking failing totally on the show.
That's my bad, guys.
Anyway, Fallen, I agree 1,000%. 1,000%. Like I said, Rocco's one of the better forwards in the league. And, it's unfortunate that Legion dropped him. But in talking to Legion, it wasn't because Rocco was a bad player. He didn't have any chemistry with the guys he had up. I believe it was Sacred. So to waste that talent when your team is losing, I'd understand if King had a run going and he had good chemistry, but they've been losing games. Throw that guy in offense and at least see what he can do. I agree. Bad move.
All right, we also have another caller. Let me bring him in here. Hello, caller. Who is this caller?
You can just call me Doom.
Hi,
Doom.
Doom.
I'm sorry, did you say douche? Call you douche?
Doom.
Doom. Oh, not douche. Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead, douche.
Which game that premiered at the VGA you find the most promising?
All right, sir, I don't know if you understand or listened to the show before, but we do English. We speak English here. So if you could maybe translate to English, I would truly appreciate it so we can have a conversation with you.
Are you looking forward to the new Command and Conquer?
No, I'm looking forward to you tripping on something on your floor and a fucking chair going straight up your ass. That's what I'm looking forward to.
All right, let's move on to the next.
Yeah, why don't we just carry on with the games that were played last night? We still got quite a few, and we've got less than 15 minutes.
All right, why don't we I take this over for you guys? Last night, Walk of Shame team I'm so happy to captain took on Tony Soprano's Miss McGill's Tea Party, and no surprise here, gentlemen. Walk of Shame take 2 of 3 for Miss McGill. Scotty Main, newly acquired, played the first game for us. He had a goal and 2 assists. RB Paper Walls had a really, really big game, really big series. He basically hit anything that moved. In the first game, he had 2 goals. In the second game, he had 4 goals, 3 assists.
Black.
Oh, nice. Thanks, Ocho. And then Sniper chipping in the second game when he made his return. He had 7 points. Lazy Monday backstopped McGill to a winning Game 3, as we definitely were not ready to play. Shadow Celine, luckily I got to shut him down. Not a factor. But Tony Soprano had 6 goals on the series. Just Too Quick for Walk of Shame had a really nice series in net. And Johnny Blaze coining the phrase cornucopia in the party and said we were playing asinine. So we take 2 or 3 from Miss McGill last night. That puts us in first in our division, moving ahead of Sandy's team. Guys, what do you think?
We actually have another caller. Let me try to bring him on here. This thing's just buggy as fuck right now. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Who is this caller?
Yeah, I'm just letting everyone out there know the Club the Moose Murderers will take on any MHL team and.
Okay, that was a douchebag. Probably one of the people we kicked out in the first week there. Yeah.
Wow.
Fuck.
I feel like I'm fucking dealing with what's his name, who used to call around shows for Howard Stern. That's what I feel like now. Somebody's gonna call and go Baba Booey any minute now.
So much hatred.
Stop hitting the fucking soundboard, Blaze.
I didn't. I'm not even on that page.
All right, can we get another game here so the show totally doesn't suck?
Okay, did we talk about the Kale and the Saint series yet?
Nah, let's get to that. Fallen, you got any details on that?
Well, I see Kale won the first game 5-3, and Kale's team won again, so they actually swept 5-2 or 5-3, 8-2, and 7-2 were the finals.
Yeah.
So high scoring game here for them.
Yeah, it looks like Kale got it together here, beating up on Saney, they were tops in the division going into last night. Looks like Laker 13 had a big night. I see in the 8-2 game he had 4 goals and 3 assists.
He's starting to prove that he's the first round pick.
Yeah, no doubt. Pat Nelson also had 3 goals in that game. Wow. TMP Darkstar only faced, it looks like, a combined 18 shots for the series. For the series, 18 shots. So,
wow.
Obviously, slow children at play didn't come to play. So, apparently they got stuck on the short bus and weren't allowed out to play.
Hey,
look over here.
If they only let 18 shots in the series, then the goalie must not be doing too well because, you know, there's 7 goals allowed in this series. So that's 7 goals on 17 shots.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at it now. In the third game, he did face 20 shots. So we're like 30 shots for the series. So I apologize for that, guys. I was reading League Daddy wrong.
Okay.
All right. Let's move on here. Next series is going to be Lambda versus the Raging Fornicators. Lambda, Captain Funbag's team, been on a really hot streak. Very tough to beat. And they come in against the Raging Fornicators, who are also on top of their division. And it looks like Raging Fornicators with a big series win here. They take 2 of 3. First game, Lambda wins 3-2. Second game, Raging Fornicators shut them out 3-0. And then in the third game, Raging Fornicators 5-1. So they take 2 of 3 there, 2 of the better teams. and it looks like Cloudy continues his run. A good result here. Little Squint playing net for Cloudy. In the shutout game, he had 8 saves, so he only got 8 shots. It's Butters had 2 goals that game. And it doesn't look like Funbags has done his stats yet. Shocker there. But, hey, big win for Cloudy. Yeah, big win for Cloudy here. He stays on top of his division. And although Lambda lose 2 or 3, they still are on top of their division. Looking through this here, it looks like It's Butters had the big series. Looks like he had 7 goals for the series. But Lambda stays on top, and they're in a real weak division. 2 Line Tweakers are 4-7, and We Kill Kenny at 4-5. Lambda at 8-4. Raging Fornicator is also in a weak division. They're 8-2. Little Spoilers, Sesame Street Nightmare at 3-9, and David Incorporated are 2-3. So they still have some games to play.
We've got like a couple makeup games to come the past couple weeks.
We actually face Damaged Incorporated actually faces the Raging Fornicators 4 games tomorrow to make up for the last series we guys had, where we only got to play 2 games. So that's probably going to be an interesting series here. But we actually got one more series left to talk about. It's the battle of the weak teams right here, the struggling teams. We got the 2 Line Tweakers versus Sesame Street Nightmare. Looks like it was real close to first game with Nightmare taking it 5-4 in overtime.
OT game here. Call off some stats. It looks like Dharma Initiative had 16 shots. Rejects had 17. Now here's the big stat. The Devils Rejects had 12 minutes and 28 seconds on time of attack to 5 minutes and 14 seconds for Dharma Initiative. So obviously, King's team controlled play and yet still didn't come out with the result. Joe Stowe's team pulling it out. That's got to suck. Also, looking at it, the Devils Rejects were up 4-0 going into the third period, and Joe Stowe's team come back and score 4 in the third period to send it to overtime and then win it in overtime.
Oh, fuck.
Base.
Yo, man, this thing's, like, changing in front of me. I'm not even pressing any buttons. Like, what the fuck's going on here?
Oh, man. Really?
Yeah.
Well, apparently we're still on the air, so we'll continue.
Blaze equals switchboard fail.
Yes. One of us is going to have to do that. But as I was saying, Dharma Initiative had balanced scoring. Everybody got 1 goal. John, 18B, got 2 assists. Justin, X, 39 in net. He had 17 shots, made 13 saves. So, big comeback behind win for them in the first game. And then in the second game, let's take a look here. Dharma 4-1. And then in the third game, they win 5-2. So, big series sweep for them. So, I'm assuming the King got the wind knocked out of his sails after that first game. And that's got to suck as a team to be up the whole game, control play, and then bang. Here comes Joe Stowe in the third period and just takes it to these guys. Looking at the Game 3 stats, again, shots are equal. Time and attack was actually equal. Here's the big stat from the third game.
I don't understand.
I do. Blaze needs to fucking stop hitting buttons. Dharma Initiative had 25 face-offs won. Devils Rejects only had 9. I don't know who played center because King didn't put his stats in. But once again, balanced scoring from Joe Stowe as he got 2 goals. Hollywood Bob got 1. John 18 got 1. NHL Kid 13 playing defense had 1. And Dana White, one of the biggest shit talkers on the board, had 3 assists. And 9 penalty minutes. 9 penalty minutes. So, obviously, Joe Stowe's team continued to roll. We haven't talked a lot about them, but they are 6-0 on the season. So, keep an eye out for them. Not the big name, but they're getting things done.
Yeah.
And I think that covers all our AHL scores from last night. Moving on.
Do we have any games?
Schedule.
Do we have any games tonight?
Yeah, I think there's one series tonight, actually.
Yeah.
So let's go over
one.
What's your predictions?
Well, one series tonight looks like Dharma Initiative, who we just talked about, versus Kale, Noose on Mice. So that should be a good series. Kale's actually 5-1 on the season, depending on whether any stats didn't get in yet. It looks like Joe Stowe's on a roll, guys. After the sweep last night, I think they're going to take 2 or 3 from Kale tonight. What do you think, Paul?
No, I'm going to have to disagree with you. I think Kale is going to take 2 out of 3. It's going to be a close series. It's going to be low-scoring games, lots of shots on net. But I think Kale and his brother Laker are going to pull things together tonight and get them the series win. Blaze?
Nah, I think it's going to be sweet for Dharma and Joe Stowe there. He's an excellent captain. He knows who to draft there. He's on a roll, and I think he's, underestimated here. It's tough to say. They're 2 really good teams, but we will find out tonight.
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Well, I guess we're going to go for a little brief break there. When we come back to you, we'll be here with probably Jim Flanagan for the MHL portion.
I'm going to bow out, guys, so peace out to those shitty callers, and I will see you guys tomorrow here on the Moose.
All right, we're back, Moose family, for the second half of the FlanFan show. I'm still here, Jason Blaze, alongside with Fallen Warrior, and we're bringing in Jim Flanagan. Jim Flanagan, how are you?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How you guys doing tonight, man? Week 2 here for the MHL, and man, I'm fired up here. Kind of a bit tired, man. Did a lot of shopping over the weekend, getting ready for Christmas. It's that time of the year again. So, but I'm ready, man. FlanFan, man.
Yeah. There's lots of rumors about trades going around. We're not going to go into too much detail. As we mentioned earlier, there was a few players diving at goalies there. What's your stance on that?
What, in the MHL?
In the AHL there.
You knew a lot of trades were coming. I mean, fire sales going like crazy, man. And even in the AHL, man. So, and I think goaltending, I think one of them, because I seen a couple goaltenders that were picked early in the season's draft and either haven't showed up yet or, nobody knows where they are, man. So, and I think that's why a lot of the moves or a lot of pickups from the waivers as well.
Yeah, but my question to you is about diving at the goalies.
The diving?
Yes.
Okay.
What's your stance on that?
It's posted on the front page by the MEC about, guys diving and whatnot, you know what I mean? It's a known glitch here for NHL 12, you know what I mean? And some guys, I guess, try and take advantage of that, want to still dive at the goaltender, man.
It's just a downright cheesy move. Not so much in the MHL that we have to worry about, but the newcomers in the AHL. But this is the MHL portion of the FlanFan. This is for MHL viewers. This is where we talk about the MHL only. And we had what looks to be 5 series last night. Is there any particular series you want to go over first?
Well, thank God we had a whole bunch of series, man. 10 teams playing last night because week number 1. I saw one team that only had like 1 game played last week, so it's good these guys are picking it up here for the first day of week number 2. We could take anyone, man. What about the Lead Tabernacles taking on the Relax and Take Notes?
Yeah, it looks like a series sweep here with Lead Tabernacles winning the first game 5-3, winning the second one 7-2, and winning the third one 4-1 here. It looks like, Taz's team here, they relaxed and they definitely had to take notes here because they got absolutely dominated. It wasn't even close in any of these games here. Jim?
No, it wasn't, man. Tabernacles came in here and smacked these guys around, especially NJ Ski, who I think had a hat trick in almost every game. Guy had 17 or 18 points. I couldn't even count them all. And for Taz's team, we didn't see much. We only seen them in 1 game last week. So this was pretty much like their opener here in completing a whole series here. And Taz was involved in that trade over the weekend, letting go Siegel picking up Wade, and didn't look so good here for Taz, man. Started off 1-0, and now it's 1-3. Lost all three here, man. Big sweep, and a big win for Sobi IR Fierce.
Yeah. Paul, you got anything to add?
Well, for Taz's team, honestly, he's just pulling up some new chemistry with Wade up there in the lineup. So let's see if they could pull through the next series and get over this sweep that they faced against Cyphers.
Yeah. Moving on to the next series here, Paul, you had a little insider view of this, but it's the chronically arthritic Fappers taking on Smoking That Herbe. The Fappers taking the first game in double overtime, 5-4, losing the second game to Herbe 5-4, also in overtime, and then Herbe took the third game for the series here, 5-4. Now this is a pretty close series there, 2 overtime games, and the third one wasn't overtime, but it was still within 1 goal there. Fallen, I believe you played this series, sir. What was it like?
Yeah, I did. The first one, it was a long-ass game, freaking double OT. And everyone knows when you go into an OT, you know it's going to end with a shitty goal. So, again, that's what happened. OT ended with shitty goals. Same as the second OT game that we played where we won. I don't even know how it went in. I just took a backhand and went off the goalie's inside the pad and in. But other than that, it was a close series. There was... Sorry, guys, background noise. But, okay, so then it was a pretty close series. There was actually not that much hitting. I know in the second game it went into double OT, and there was only like 2 hits in the whole game for our team. So the MHL, I don't know, it's the first time I've played a full series in the MHL, and to me, it's all about poke checking. It's nothing about hitting. It's nothing like the AHL.
Jim?
Okay. I was surprised in this series here, man. It could have went either way. I mean, you talk about 2 overtime games, all 3 games decided by 1 goal. And for Smoking That Herb, this was a huge series here. You know, they were missing some guys. I saw Marty McFly play defense all 3 games, along with Colton, and what a great duo there. I mean, usually we see these guys play forward. You know, Colton's playing D this season, and then you add Marty McFly there. And I don't know, I was looking for the Fappers come out with a huge win. You know, they had that crazy trade last week, picking up Sacred Silence for the Fappers. I thought it was going to, make a huge difference. I mean, he did have a great night, but they couldn't get the series win here. So, great job by M. Farrer and the crew.
Yeah, I'm just going to add one more little thing in there. Fair stood on his head in that game. Like, there were some saves that should have been in, but Fair, just the amazing goaltender he is, kept the team in the game to get 2 out of 3 games.
Yeah. And both teams putting up a lot of shots. I mean, both goaltenders on either side were facing a lot of shots here, I saw. But, close series. I mean, this is kind of series we like to see in the MHL, man. Top caliber teams, top caliber players, and a great series. Hopefully we get to see more of this later on in the season.
Yeah. Nothing better than seeing 2 dynamic teams there facing off each other and getting a close series there. It could have gone either way, but Smoking That Herbe got the win there and the series win here. Enough said about that. Let's move on to the next series here. It's Second Nature versus the Serious Business Cats here. And again, it's another sweep. The Serious Business Cats sweep Second Nature, winning the first game 3-1, second game 5-1, and the third game 3-1. It doesn't get any worse than this. The fact that Second Nature was held to 1 goal a game, 3 goals in a series, that's just horrible. What's the problem with this team? Do you see anything they could do to help themselves, Jim?
I don't think so, man. And they were up against the Cats. I'm surprised the scores were so low like this. I mean, we all know this one. JJ is gonna come in here and dominate, and that's what they did, man. Second Nature is in deep trouble early in this season. They're 1-7-2, and it didn't get easy here for week 2. They start things off against JJ's team, who's been on a roll, and that's what happened, man. When you got a awesome team like JJ, I mean, you're talking about Johnny 5, Cam IM, Bender 79, Valcor, JJ. Don't get any better than that, man. And unfortunately, Second Nature matched up against these guys and wasn't pretty.
Fallen?
Again, I'm a big fan of JJDM's team. I like his team a lot, but I'm gonna talk about Sober's team for now. Being held to 1 goal a game, 3 goals in the entire series, and looking at his record 1-7-2, it looks like he's not putting up the offense that he needs in the games. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I think he needs to make a trade with his offense to improve it so he can get more than 1 goal per game. But JJGM's team just coming out on top with Bender, Johnny 5, and Cam IM keep rolling in those points and keep scoring.
Yeah, I mean, they got to get that offense. I mean, especially when you play a great offensive team like JJ's team there, who usually puts a lot of points. They kept scores low, but with no offense, you ain't gonna cut it here in the MHL.
I've got to give credit to Tire Tons of Clay. He did face 17 shots in the second game or third game, I believe. So again, it's Tire Tons of Clay keeping his team alive in this game and just again dominating in the MHL.
Agree.
All right, we have 2 more series here. Charlie Brown Christmas taking on moves like Yager. Charlie Brown winning the first game 4-3. And then Yager comes back the second and third game, winning it 5-3 and 7-1 here. What happened to the Christmas tree? Or Christmas, they started out good, but then they ended, on the losing end here, and even getting dominated the third game here. What happened? Was it consistency, or was it an epic fail in the locker room? What happened? What do you think happened here, Jim?
I don't know, man. And they're lucky this wasn't a sweep here, because I don't know how they won game 1. Moose like Jagger on here pretty much dominated game 1, but couldn't get the win. And I'm kind of surprised here. I thought when Drift King picked up Stealth Luca D, I thought it was a good move. But once again, man, I mean, you got Yambag on defense here, Matty K, who still hasn't come out of that slump, and it continues here, man. For the Moose like Jagger team, man, I mean, Buckeye Dude stepped in here, filled in, and got the job done, man. Him, Mello, slightly lip up front with Ed and T. Delicious on defense. Meet the Assassin barely faced any shots here in this series, and the ones that he did, he shut them down, and they win here. Great win for them after losing their first series last week. So Charlie Brown Christmas, I don't know, man. I thought the trade was to improve the team, but it doesn't look like so here. As the defense still struggles.
Yeah, what did come first?
What do you guys
think?
think?
The name, or was it the?
I think it's the name that gave them the moves to score.
What?
Ever since he named the team, I think they've won their first series with the name. So let's see if it's the name that gave them the good luck, or if they just got lucky and Matty K wasn't playing like he usually does.
Yeah, some say it's the Jason Blaze curse that happened there.
I believe that too.
Jim, are you superstitious?
I don't know. Matty K, ever since NHL 12, man, hasn't been the same. So
ever since Blaze picked him to go first overall.
And we haven't seen much Yambag on defense, man. So it looks like he's playing full time here on this team. With a great pickup as Stealth Luca, they're still struggling, man. They didn't even play against I mean, Ed was missing guys on his side there, so there wasn't playing against the starters there. There were some missing players on the other team, and I'm just like I said, I think they got lucky that they didn't even get swept here last night.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you here. A struggling team, they definitely have to make more moves than what they did. Sure, they helped make their team better, but it's not showing here. And obviously with the new name came a new team here, and it just beat the shit out of them. I'll put it frank as that. But anyways, let's move on to the last series of the night here, and it's the team that turns heads, a.k.a. Syndrome at the Down versus the Worst Kind of People. And it was a sweep here. It wasn't even close. Worst Kind of People winning first game 4-2, winning second game 3-1, and then shutting down Syndrome at the Down 3-0 here. Are you really surprised here with all the upset Syndrome at the Down's been doing, or did you see this happening, Jim?
Well, I think the big factor here and why Syndrome lost this series here, a great pickup by Timeless, I think, was a steal trade over the weekend, picking up Siegel, and it proved here, man. Siegel came in there playing with Haymaker and Saint-Tanis Blanco up front. They swept Legion's team here, and I think Siegel is going to be a big part for Timeless's team on here. Flexible Pancake in that, who doesn't let up much goals. He had I believe he had a shutout in one of them, and then he barely gave up much goals here against Syndrome of a Down, and I think it's a great addition. I think Worst Kind of People, the new change in their roster, they're definitely a big plus.
Now, if you're Legion, would you panic from this series here? Would you try to make some trades here? Because right now he's looking like an idiot with that last trade he made there, Fallen.
Well, for me, I think he's gonna have to get some people that can play with Shadow Demon 67, because by the looks of his team leader individuals or whatever on League Daddy, it looks like he's leading the team in points and assists. So it looks like he's the only one producing points. So if they can find someone that can play good with him, then I think they have a shot at making the playoffs and making a comeback. But if they don't do nothing, then they're gonna see They're gonna see in last place.
Yeah, and Jim, same question.
I mean, out here from last night's series, what I saw, Legion's team got outshot, man. Takodomi kept them in this series here to keep the score low, but they couldn't get any offense rolling. And they were matched up against a great defensive front like Timeless, Courageous Cuddy with Flexible Pancake in that, and then Haymaker and Siegel. I mean, I think these guys worked well last night together. And like I said, I don't know. I mean, Siegel. I mean, with Legion, it's a team that's very unpredictable, man. One week they're good, other time they're not. So it's like an up and down team so far.
But would Legion panic about this and make a trade, or do you think he should stay where he is?
I think he's still fine. I mean, they played a 5-1-1 team, and for Legion he's still fine. I mean, it's not a guy. I don't think maybe like Sober that's probably already hit the panic button. He's already made a lot of moves, Legion, and I think he's gotta wait and see how this goes about. I don't know if making moves for him is the right thing right now, unless it's a good. I mean, you never know. If there's great offers come about, why not?
For sure, any captain should be even looking at that. Maybe he's got call-ups, and same with Sober here with the struggling teams. Should they be thinking about, instead of trading with other teams, possibly calling their rights players up and giving them a chance? What do you think about that?
It's a possibility. I mean, for Legion, I think Legion has some great guys that he could call up, which he has. So that's why, there's nothing good in the trade book. Don't just trade just to get different guys on your team. You do have those guys on your call-ups. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of these teams, you know what I mean, especially Sober's team, if we've seen some moves here, and even Taz's team, man, after how they looked last night. So.
Yeah, and I was talking to actually some of the MAHL captains about the call-up system there, and there's a lot of emo out there for the system there. They bitched for the one system we had where, you know, anybody from their team could get called up and there was an affiliation. We removed the affiliation and have select players get called up, and now they're bitching about how many games their call-ups should be able to play during a week. You know, is there an easy fix for this, or do the captains just need to quit whining and complaining?
Yeah, I think the system we got now is fine, man. I mean, it's definitely a lot better than we had before, and I wouldn't want to see us go back to, you know, what we started with. I think the removing the affiliation was a big plus and big move here for both leagues, especially for the AHL. You know, because if one team's struggling, it shouldn't just you know, affect the other league's team, and you know. With the way it's set up now, I don't see any problems with it, man. I think captains just gotta, you know what I mean, they're gonna complain regardless, man. It's like I see that post on the threads there, people trying to do an all-star game, you know, and they don't want to upset some people, but it's gonna happen, man. People got their opinions. Captains, you know what I mean, when they start losing or whatnot, they're gonna start complaining about how the system is as well.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna jump in here and say, I think it's the AHL captains' fault for drafting the people, like, for example, like, if someone goes in the first round and the AHL captain takes him, like, first overall, you have to know he's going to be getting called up. So why would you even take him that early in the draft if you know he's going to get called up? Because as an AHL captain, you're going to want your star player to be there every single game. But if he's an MHL rights player, good luck trying to get him in every series in the week.
And I think that's why this season, a lot of the captains, you know, we've seen a lot of the MHL rights players go drafted late. You know what I mean? So NHL captains took that advice, man. They didn't pick. I didn't see much MHL rights players being picked up early. You know, there was quite some of them, but majority of them went late in the draft. Some didn't even get picked up.
Yeah.
Some of them went like second round.
Now, also on the main page there, I believe it was posted by you there, but we had a Moose Roundup episode from yesterday there. Can you get into more details about that there, Flanny?
It was a great show there. I think we had like 7 guys on there. So, you know, it was hard trying to get everybody on there, voice opinions, but it was pretty cool, man. We did it. It's like over and a half hour lengthwise on that video. It's pretty long, so you guys can check that out. We talked about week 1. There wasn't much to talk about since some of the games got rescheduled and because of the Xbox fail, but you know, you get to see that, and you also get to see some promos, some videos we shot when we were down in Delaware Park. You know, you get to see a lot of these other guys on camera as well, so that was a lot of fun. It was a great show. I think we did a great job on that Moose Roundup, and definitely using the new Uvu program has helped a lot as well, man. So, good show.
Hey, Jim, I just want to throw this out there and ask you, in the Moose Roundup, as you're welcoming Matty K, did you notice Legion behind you lifting up his shirt, touching his nipple, or?
I at the time, no. At the time, I didn't know what the hell was going on. I know a lot of people were laughing, and then the cameraman tried to move him out of that scene once he saw that, but he still got caught. There's still other videos as well that we shot that I'm gonna air during like the top plays or like the Sports Center shows. But no, I didn't see the Legion part until after the fact. So.
Now I've been wondering this, and I'm sure some other people were too. Who is your cameraman? Who is this anonymous person that you know, no one knows? Who is it?
Cameraman, I can't release those type of information. You know what I mean? He's been great. He always follows us around. You know what I mean? He gets paid the big moose bucks to do so, and but I can't release. Maybe we'll get him on camera sometime, but he doesn't really like being on camera, so it's gonna be hard to do. I think he does a great job, man. Sometimes we go all over the place. I mean, we go to bars, we go to weddings, we go to casinos, and he's always gets the good shots for us. So that's why we keep him.
I say we get him to call in and we do an interview one day on the radio show.
Hey, we might.
One more question is, who do you think has the best beard, Legion or Eric?
Oh man, best beard? I think it's Jim Flanagan, man. None of the ones you mentioned. Mine's real, man. I don't know about those guys.
They kind of look like wizards there. Legion kind of looks like an angry biker, and Eric looks like Dumbledore or something, man. Fallen.
What does that explain you?
Oh, they call it the neck beard, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyways, that's
Get this, you make a poll or something. top beard, or we'll get the band of beards back, man. I know a lot of guys don't know about that, but that's going back old school. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Yeah, get Octizzy involved with this. Anyways, that about wraps it up for the MHL show. Do you guys have anything else you guys want to say? Any comments?
I'm just glad the games are getting played, man. So hopefully a lot more games this week than last week, and a couple makeups, reschedules. As long as there's no forfeits, man, I'm happy here on my end.
Olin?
I just want to give a shout out to all the captains. Keep these games rolling in so we can keep the FlanFan running a little longer than we usually have. None of this bullshit 2 games a week.
Yeah, well, that was your show, Moose Family. I guess it's going to be a wrap. I'm your host, Jason Blaze, along with Jim Flanagan and Fallen Warrior, signing out. Night, guys.